And now we have Big Mongey versus our season 1 champion looking for the two-peat, Silverr. I am very excited. I mean, if that last match's quality is similar to this match quality, it's just going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm excited for this next match. This is going to be fantastic.
yes. And I don't have anything more else to say. I think we can get into our player interviews
Let's
for
do it.
this match. I'm ready to see what these runners have to say about themselves.
Minecraft has always been like my main sort of game. Originally it was UHC. I got pretty good at that. I started making YouTube videos. I definitely felt like UHC was like a competitive game, but I didn't think of it ever as an esport. I really wanted to, in life, I really wanted to get really good at something. I was like, what do I get good at? And then I was like thinking about it and I was just like, pro Minecraft player. How do I do that? And speedrunning was like also something that I was interested in, and then I kind of just went down that route, and it was like I could be really good at speedrunning. I remember specifically when I played, I was super amazed by all of the tech that was coming out, because my first ever completion was classic. That was it. It was all bastions after that. I was super amazed with all the tech, and I guess that was like the biggest barrier though for me, is like I felt like as a UHC player, I had good mechanics. I was like, yeah, I'm good at this. For back then, I was good, but for now, I was really bad. Like, everything has been rethought. I don't do anything the same as back then. That was like the biggest kind of hurdle, I guess, to overcome, was not just the strats, but like how to use the strats, how to apply them effectively, just the general decision making of the game, taking all of this crazy tech and then applying it properly. I specifically remember myself being very confident in my bastions. I think the thing that actually just took me like the longest to just fully get down, it was definitely end games. Being snap on directly on the chords. Nabbing Stronghold was like this whole just insane world like of understanding all of it. It was mostly just eye measurement to second portal to Stronghold nav. That combination of those things was very difficult for me to actually get like truly down. It took so much time. I have thousands of attempts at endgame practice. I've hit Stronghold twice doing endgame practice. For me, it's always been like a difficulty for my confidence levels, because when I look at other runners, there's so many just like titans of runners, at least in my head. I'm like looking at like Raynex, Feinberg, Crooks, all these people, and in my head I was like, I feel like I'm better. Like I feel like I do better strats in Bastions, I do better strats in the Fortress, I do better strats in the Overworld, but it was still always just this catch up. I was always just watching Crooks and Rain, those two specifically, from a distance. I was like trying to improve, trying to catch up to them, and I just never could. And even though I felt like I was on the same level as them, I never had like the same success. And going like farther than that, it was with like tournaments. So I would just join every single tournament, and eventually, like after doing so many, eventually I actually started winning. I started improving a lot, beat Feinberg and Method in one seat, and then lost to Cube after. But that was like, what? I can beat Feinberg. I'm the guy who beat Feinberg. And I was like so hyped about that. It was definitely a slow process. And even now, I feel like for tournaments, I'm like up there. I actually was kind of embarrassed to hear this, but my mom was like, I was watching the lockout tourney and I was watching your stream, but then you were like really like annoyed about something, so I got too stressed out. I felt like my stressed out energy wasn't helping you, so she had to leave and stop watching. And it was because Josh kept DCing, and I was like, dude, this is so sad. Like, why does he keep DCing? And I was just so frustrated because I thought we were gonna lose because of it. And she had to leave. She like knows like, I told her about the Moist Critical challenge. I was like, yeah, so it's like 2 weeks, and basically you just have to spend as much time as possible playing. Her and her boyfriend, he said like, oh, so we won't see you for 2 weeks. Okay. And I was like, yeah. And they're like, okay. Not like we really see you much anyway. So they're just like fine with it. They still like getting us together to like eat dinner together and like go out on walks and hikes and stuff like that. And so like I get the family time, and they definitely understand and obviously are very supportive. And a while ago, my mom was like, oh my god, wait, actually no, wait, I remember. This is my first ever time I won Minecraft, money in Minecraft. It was my first ever tourney was in this survival games tournament called Hungry Games, hosted by Bayesian Canadian. I got third in it, and I won $500, and that was the first money I'd ever won. And I was telling my mom about it, and I was like, yeah, like I could have won, but like when I was in this fight, I tried to eat my soup and it didn't eat because I don't know, I didn't right click or something like that, and then I died. My mental was so good at the time. If I had won this fight, I would have won the game for sure. And then I lost the fight and I was disappointed, but I ended up being third anyway. And my mom immediately, she was like, "Do I need to get better internet? Like, is that a problem that like we can fix? Is it our internet's fault or something like that?" And so she's always like super clutch. She like buys like the most expensive internet because she knows like not only for me, but like a big part is because of for me.
Hi, I'm Big Mongey. I'm a 17-year-old Australian Minecraft speedrunner. I got into Minecraft about 10 years ago. It started blowing up on YouTube, and I asked my parents for it on my birthday when I was well, 10 years ago. And I played pretty actively until around 1.9 came out, and then I quit for a while. Then I only got back into Minecraft to speedrun around 3 years ago since then. Oh no. I saw this one coming, yeah. Okay, I guess I'll start off with Big Monkey. I was going through just a monkey phase in general, and I don't know where the G came from though. I still don't remember where that came from. Then as for the Minecraft username, I was playing on a SMP with some of my IRL friends, and I changed my name from Big Monkey to Bing Pigs. It's like an inside joke or whatever. And then Ranked came out, and I was stuck with you Bing Pigs for like 2 weeks of the first 2 weeks of Ranked, and I couldn't change it back. So people just knew me as Bing Pigs. Well, I started speedrunning because I saw Dream do it and he made it look cool, and I was a young, impressionable child, so I did what he did, speedrunning since late 2020, and have stuck with it because I am chronically addicted. Yeah, it's pretty hyped to make top 8 on my first try, but unfortunately, this is probably where my path ends, matching into Silverr, and funny enough, I have him as my ESI opponent as well, so that's gonna be a little rough. Uh, I genuinely do not. I like eat food. I eat food. Does that count?
He eats food, nerdy. What do you think about that?
Okay, I actually had my mic muted. It's actually on me. I ruined everything. No, but he eats food. Hey, listen. I respect that. We were talking earlier
Do you
about.
also eat food, or what's the deal?
Yeah, I do. I enjoy some good food on occasion. But yeah, anyways, can we get some fine noms from any Feinberg subscribers? Because
True,
that's really
true.
based.
Any nomers? True.
Yeah, I'm excited about this match. I think it's gonna be really good. Those stories were both super cute. I
Yeah,
think it's gonna be a good match. I mean, these are two great players, and who's gonna move on to the semifinals? We'll have to see.
yeah. I mean, I had seen Silver's interview in the sense that when everybody was recording the interviews over the past week, Curry was sort of reaching out to everybody and recording them and edited a couple of them. And we actually had a lot of other editors come on because Curry's been editing all day, every day for the past few days, because we also have exclusive interviews with some more behind the scenes ranked stuff tomorrow for you guys. So if you didn't want to watch because you don't like Minecraft, but you wanted to watch because you like nerdy, there's potentially a nerdy interview tomorrow. And a Curryway interview, maybe some Red Lime, some Oliver content. So we have some exclusive interviews tomorrow. And so, anyways, what I was supposed to be talking about um, was that when Silver's interview finished recording, I had like Curry tell me and Fulham tell me, and maybe Oliver all told me that it was like the best thing that they've ever listened to, like coming out of MC Star ever. And I opened up the drive link and it was like 45 minutes and I just put it on like a podcast. So I had heard what he talked about, but I had never seen it edited. And so we might have more. There's way more stuff that Silver talked about that didn't make it into that 5 minute clip or the clip at the beginning of the stream.
Yeah.
So I mean, hopefully we see someone tomorrow. But I mean, Big Pigs could play spoiler here. Bing Pigs, Big Big Manji. I like the story behind the names. That's really funny that he changed it to Big Pigs as a joke, and it coincided with the launch of ranked, and you have like the month cooldown, and now everyone. It's a banger username though. Like everyone likes Big Pigs as the name because I think it was Big Pigs, and then he changed it back to Big Big Mungie, and everyone in the community was like, "Damn, bro, Big Pigs was a better name." And so I think we kind of bullied him into changing it back, like not in a bad way, but like it's like a peer pressure kind of thing. It's a pretty
Bing
bang username.
Pigs is a fantastic name. It's just it's. I mean, I can't. I'm sorry. It's an amazing name. I mean, what do you want? Like, I mean, if you have an amazing name and then you change it, like, it's very hard to not have anyone, you know, want it back. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You know. I mean, I'm definitely not like there's not like a platform that this relates to, for example. That is that yeah, definitely. I'm definitely not throwing shade. Anyways, sorry. Sorry,
You're
not
good.
not comparing
I
Big
digress.
Pigs to that. I'm sorry. It's just a joke. But anyways, yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we have Fulham with our game recaps from last week to show you guys how both these players got here. So we will send you guys over to Fulham for those. Hog.
So, just before we get into the recaps from last week, I just want to say a couple of big thank yous for the people that have been editing behind the scenes and stuff, just to, really hammer it home. I know that Feinberg did mention it just a moment ago. Thank you to Quist for editing his own video. You guys have already seen that one. Anko Boy did an interview even though he sort of didn't want to, and that was like really helpful for us. Really appreciated that. Bendo for editing the Dewo video. Alistair edited Automat's video, and Rosie edited the Big Mongey video that you guys just watched. Of course, like Fine said, there's more where that Silverr interview came from. Fingers crossed that we can pull it into some sort of nice little documentary style or something. Maybe release the whole thing in parts. Who knows? We'll find a way to do that. However, what I'm here for is to be your analyst. And I am going to be analyzing last week's games. And we are going to first and foremost focus on the game which involved Mr. Silverruns, because even though it says Loki versus Dougal beneath me, it is Silverruns that was up first. We're going to have a look at this first seed. It was a low food seed, and sadly we saw a very clean 2x1 here from Silverr. However, we did see a slightly less clean 2x1, I believe, from Emilk. I don't know if we're actually going to see that clip here. We may do. Sadly, Emilk also does die in the fortress with this double spawner, sees the wither skeleton, sadly gets meleeed from behind, causing them to have a little bit of trouble here. Silverr does do the little double throw, the classic double throw that we've seen Silverr do literally never. But at least this time, it didn't cost him the entire game. Small mistakes from Silverr, though. Let's make sure that the robot is actually vulnerable. There are a few times where he has made mistakes. Not very frequently, though. And we're going to see another mistake come out from Silverr here, where he goes for the speed bridge, but actually messes it up. And we can see that right around here. This does cause him to lose around about 2 minutes of real time, which, is pretty tough, but he was able to make this one back. Emil actually goes for the 10 obby blind rather than for the 20 obsidian educated travel, and that actually causes a big problem. You can see there with the little zoom, 1846 distance. A little bit too far for comfort, and also, even after the sleeping, Emil does sadly die. Silverr hits the fantastic 1 in 8 0 cycle. Very, very clean stuff from Silverruns here, as we have grown to love from him. Just standard win for Silverr, in all honesty. Just very, very clean situation, and was able to finish out the seed remarkably easily. There we go. Now the setup is all correct. It is Silverr versus Big Mongey. And we can go and now have a look at the Mongey recap. Mongey was playing against Draconics, and I think this was one that I wasn't actually able to analyze because it did go 2-0. And there were some really important things that happened during this run that I wanted to talk about. Mongey having to throw 3 eyes here. Little bit peculiar, not exactly what you always wanted to see. However, was able to take a good chunk of time back through his much better terrain navigation. We can see both players leaving the fortress at the same time, but Draconics had to go through a wall, whereas Mongey was able to find this kind of outside terrain to get to the final location, and does end up getting the snap perch first after messing up the pearl clip for 0, does play for the regular 1 cycle, and does win before Draconics even enters the end. Clean, and it is game number 2 for Mongey here. And he actually wins this one as well. We're going to see, sadly, that Draconics does take an unfortunate early game. You can see the difference in time at the top of your screens. Mongey able to find this buried treasure much easier, whereas Draconics takes a lot longer. The rest of the run, not a lot to talk about. Just that 2-minute deficit from the start, all the way through, carried through. Sadly, not able to quite finish it out for Draconics, and Mongey able to just play clean, consistent, safe, doesn't even need to go for the 0 because he had the advantage, and plays well, gets to the finish line, and takes the victory. 2-0. Both of these runners going 2-0 in their starting matches, and I wonder what I really wonder what is going to be happening on this best of 5. Mongey didn't really have too much trouble when he was facing up against Draconics. Silverr did make some mistakes. They weren't crucial against Emil. I wonder if I keep stumbling over how I'm pronouncing Mongey, and I'm really sorry. I keep wanting to say monkey, but I know that it's Mongey, and I keep stumbling. Will Mongey be able to take advantage of Silver's shortcomings in a couple of mistakes that he's made? Who knows? That is for me to know, and as the scriptwriter, and for you to find out as chat. So I am going to pass this back over to Nerdy and Feinberg to see what they have to say before seed number 1.
Dude, yeah, he's muted again.
It's like this is my last. This is like my second to last time to ever mess it up, and I mess it up. I was saying, thank you, Fulham, for the analysis. I didn't know that they both 2-0'd last week, so both runners currently flawless in the playoffs. And yeah, I think if Silverr irons out his mistakes, he's going to be very, very tough to beat. I mean, he is the reigning season 1 champion, but Big Mongey did play pretty well against Draconics. And the only other thing I would like to mention before we get into our seed selection, well, there's 2 things actually. The first thing is that Silverr and Big Mongey did play in ESI yesterday, and Silverr won 2-0. Now, it is a very different tournament style. You do get to scout the seed that you play, so there's like way different decision making, but it could affect the mental of both players knowing that you just lost or just beat your opponent in a different tournament less than 24 hours ago. Like,
Right.
very, very close. And the other thing I was going to say is another big shout out to Creo for sponsoring the season 2 playoffs. Creo makes metal prints. They're in the back of my wall. I still literally have no idea which way to move correctly. Hey, you messed it up. You don't even have to move.
And then I was pointing at the thing below. Exclamation point Creo.
Dude, how do I
CreoPress.com.
Okay, whatever, man. I can't figure it out. It's like pointing at the camera. Anyways, we throw it over to the art scene real quick to see the 3 exclusive MCSR themed art prints that we have for you guys. They're metal prints. They're in 3 different sizes. You can throw them up on your wall. You can throw them up in your bedroom. You can throw them up wherever you throw up decoration stuff, wherever you live.
Beautiful. They're just beautiful. All 3.
If you buy 2, you get 25% off. If you buy 3, you get 35% off. It's free shipping if you spend over $100. Ships basically anywhere, and I mean the quality is just crazy. The colors pop. I think they're so cool, and I think they will be up for the foreseeable future. They're not limited time. It's not like a exclusive run or whatever, an exclusive amount. You can buy them And shout outs to the 3 artists, Rattles with the overworld art, Aesthetic with the nether art, and Grassfur with the end art. Very, very cool stuff. I love the finishing touches that they all put on in between last week and this week. So without further ado, I think we can throw it into our seed selection, Nerdy, and I spoiled myself a little bit. Look at the seed selection, baby. 7-pick Shipwreck.
Giga Chad.
Let's go.
That is what I'm talking about. All right. That's like, I feel like that just shows his confidence. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, we're playing a shipwreck. That's what we're doing. We're not gonna dilly dally. All right. You know, so
I'm pumped. I don't have anything else to say. I want to see him play some Minecraft. I want to see them swim to a shipwreck, loot the iron from the gap in the top of the shipwreck, stand in the door, break the logs in the door, get the food chest. We haven't seen that. We haven't seen that.
Yep.
We haven't seen that all week.
Yep.
I'm so excited.
This
And
is
yeah,
this is
I mean,
the.
that's all I have to say. I'm just pumped.
I think what you know we're trying to decide who's gonna win the tournament, but let's be honest. I think me and you, Feinberg, we already won because now we're gonna watch a shipwreck game. So we are the real winners of the ranked tournament.
100%. Get to see a little bit of the hardware difference. So we're sabotaging his opponent by giving them a worse setup on the loading screen, but it is synced up. Things do get loaded in the background. Not a huge deal. Ready for this shipwreck. Come on, guys. Where is it? In the water. We did see a shipwreck today, but it was kind of scuffed. There it is. Sideways ship. Look at the difference already in decision making. Mongey directly towards the shipwreck. Silverr front loading. Is he going to front load 2 only? No. Full front
One
load
more.
3. Axe, full front load. Sometimes he likes to punch 2, so you can make a crafting table and a pressure plate. Sometimes he likes to get all of it. This is a very weird shipwreck, though. Could swim back. Mongey is going to have the opportunity for shears. Silverr is gone,
Okay.
so it's going to have
Okay.
less blocks, but it should be a faster overworld full decision. And look at Mongey, looks so slow, no boat. Going to the room portal. KB, Bane, no looting, no looting. Wow. And Silver's able to get this iron. It's going to be enough for pressure plate as well. But he's not going to get any wood, I don't think. Is he going to go to the room portal? Potentially. And this gold axe from Mongey 2 is crazy.
Yeah.
So quick on these trees. Silver's able to craft here, and this might be the ravine, so Silverr might honestly be behind in this overworld. And yeah, oh my god, he has no wood for a door. No, he didn't get enough wood for a door, and he didn't get any wood in the ship for whatever reason. So he's behind on blocks. He's behind on wood. He's potentially
Same
behind
damage.
on time. This is really scuffed here too. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, a mistake maybe this early in the overworld, and this is the ravine, and Silver's going back to the ship for his wood.
Oh no.
The
Yeah,
door.
this is not good.
He's
from
going to be
Silverr so
behind
far.
by 30 to 40 seconds here, maybe. Maybe just forgot to get wood here because he looted it in a weird way. I mean, the gold axe is going to help a little bit, and the ravine is kind of close, but the shipwreck pick from Silverr, the first pick all tournament, not working out in his favor at all, even a little bit. No, I mean, 30 to 40 seconds in overworld is huge.
Yeah.
When
I
if it
mean,
was like a ruin portal overworld, if
Yeah,
it's anything
exactly.
more than like 3 to 4 seconds in total instead of 30 to 40, like this is, I don't know.
Absolutely. It looks like he's gonna be exactly like 40 seconds behind here.
Maybe 50.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate stuff for Silverr. I mean, not really unfortunate, just kind of bad decision making. Or forgetting brain RNG, as you like to say, Feinberg.
Yes, just
um,
brain RNG.
but
And he has no blocks either.
yeah,
He's gonna have to gold axe these trees for blocks. Mongey's got 40 leaves and he's already at the bastion. Is this a triple? Stables? Wow. Definitely gonna see a double triple route. For sure. Dropping the gold axe. Nice play. Connecting these triples. Shot. All good though. And it's a fast bastion route. Stables generally has a lot of decisions to be made in the Bastion, but not when it's triple. Basically, the one type of stables where you're not even like the Bastion, you don't even need to worry about the gaps. The gaps could be double bad, and the chests could be eaten by fossils, and you wouldn't even care because it's triple. Like you're never even going in the bottom half. It's just the stables where there's no decisions, and it's just that's not good for Silverr when you want to be able to use your decision making to your advantage to gain some time. Heading into this triple, will he trade on the middle? Will he trade on the left? He's trading in the middle, so same rampart. Again, it doesn't really matter. Raul in chat said you could potentially get 12 gold blocks instead of 8, and that is true because you are only getting 4 at a time. So you definitely don't want to get 4. You're at least getting 8, but do you get 12? Maybe the only decision in triple, but there is one decision that is not. I was a little wrong. You do actually have to think a little bit playing the triple, but I don't think it's going to be enough of a decision to claw back 50 seconds for Silverr. That's how far behind I'd say he is from the overworld and the lack of blocks. Right. And it's not a good start, especially when you have to play 5 seeds. I mean, but if he can rebound and get the win or at least get close or,
Yeah. I mean, here's one thing I'll say. As mentioned in the videos, Silverr is very, very good at his end games. So there's definitely a good chance that he will make up time post Fortress. The question is, though, will it be 50 seconds? I don't know.
Yeah, will it be enough time? Little unsure about his Pyre. I think he found the direction though. But Mongey is already out. Heading towards the fort. And we'll see how much time he gained, how much time he left. Or lost. How much time he left, how much time he writes. Whatever. Decent pearls from Mongey here. Don't see the fortress yet though, and it was pretty far. It was like a 17-18 chunk Pyre. Pretty far for ranked fortress standards. Usually the fort is visible, if not in the bastion, and 7 chunk Pyre here from Mongey as Silverr is leaving. So maybe caught up a little bit of time, especially if he can find better terrain to this fort. Not sure how buried it looks, but that pearl looked not the right way either. I mean, Pyre will get you to where the stronghold is, and this terrain looks open enough to where you should be able to find the fort. But it is down in this ravine. That is weird. Will Silverr be able to find better terrain and catch up time here that he lost in the overworld? It's possible. Mongey struggled a lot there with finding the fort, but was it the seed's fault or was it his fault? We'll have to see how Silverr handles it as he gets closer to where the fortress should be in this nether. And he's over it. So he's gained maybe 20 seconds back.
Yeah, he's doing a great
job. Very well played. And it could be here too, who finds the spawner first, which could be a lot of randomness in terms of just which direction you go. And it looks like Mongey does have the first spawner. Yeah. I mean, he was in the fort for longer. He's been traveling more often. So it does make sense, but.
So around 7 minutes, he found it.
Oh, Silverr found a 3-pack of strays. And I think the spawner is out exposed here. And I don't think he's committing to it. I don't know if that was where it was. Actually, it's down here. Okay, same spawner. Those strays might have given him a little bit of time save, but I don't think it gets him all the time back. Yeah, but the race will be good for Mongey too as well, and he hits the spawner later. So it really just depends. Like you said, it's going to come down to the end game, and if I was making an end games masterclass, Silverr would probably be the teacher for some of it, if not all of it. So I think he's just going to make up some time in the end game, but how much time is he going to make up if he plays it perfectly?
Like you said, he's had thousands of practice or thousands of seeds worth of practice on this.
Yeah. He's blinding on 5 instead of 6. And I think he threw an eye into a tree. So that's a little bit of unlucky time loss. blinding at the same spot on the same river. Nimbot on screen, gets the 1 eye measure. Did the other one break? Is Mongey going to deal with the break? It was the first eye, I guess. So, and Mongey doesn't do both eyes, so going to have to throw 2 eyes as well.
Unfortunate for Mongey there, as Silverr is back in the nether, waiting for 2 more rods.
Yeah, and I mean, Mongey's going to only need
Beds,
1
2
more rod because he
anchors.
left early, but it just depends on the rates here. Is Silverr going to get both rods? Gets 1. And gets
Gets
both
2.
from the same spawner cycle, so he's out early. And Mongey's going to be out on this blaze as well, but Silver's now ahead by 2 to 3 seconds. That's all you need. Getting
Yep.
into the end. Going to be throwing very similar pearls here. Mongey actually going down. Heading over towards the same terrain, but that's a pearl
Wow,
that's
they're-
not going to make it. So Silverr throwing slightly better pearls, just
Yep.
being able to get slightly farther in this terrain is going to give him more time save, as Mongey's got to swim all the way up this lava, build up to this terrain, and then keep running. It's 10 to 15 seconds, but it all adds up, and it's just the terrain decision being better for Silverr. He's going to be in first. Made up all the time from the overworld mistake throughout the seed, just split by split.
Great stuff from Silverr. Honestly, I mean, and yeah,
Missed.
Mongey playing well too.
Y32 missed.
Oh no.
Is it the same chords? Is it too low? He did it in a Okay, he's good. He's below
He's
it.
good.
I was gonna say before I saw it is he did it in a lava pool, so, or like in the bottom of a
Right.
lava lake. So that is like Y20. So you do miss a lot of the time when you do that. Mongey will hit starter most certainly off of this. Maybe
Oh
with
my
the
God,
cave.
the
He's actually a
creeper.
Y33. Yeah, Mongey does hit the same cave, so they do have to both dig up, but not a good preemptive spike at all for Silverr. I know his numbers. I think a little bit. Obviously, everyone's are different, and maybe they're different in his ranked instance, but didn't see as big of a spike as Silverr would have liked. It was a good rhyme there, but he finds the portal room.
Fantastic.
3 eye. Does he have 0 materials? He's got 6 beds, and he's been practicing his setup list, so he's definitely going for it, even though his hop art doesn't look like it. 6 beds and 2 anchors. Front, small. It will just be if it flies or not, but if you go to 90, it basically never flies in ranked. 90. He's pushing 95. Well, I don't think he wanted to, and then he realized it was crying and he had to. But he makes it there. Wow, and he's got the explosives, especially with the anchors pre-placed. That's going to be it. I don't think he wanted to go to 95. He kind of stuttered on 92 for a second, realized he couldn't dig the crying obsidian, but he hits it either way. Got there with enough time, just 2 good pearls, and that's your seed 1. Well played from Silverr. I mean, other than the overworld mistake, there's just, what did Silverr say? I should not have picked ship. LMFAO. Yes, other than the overworld shipwreck mistake.
Don't listen to that
Every
future
split.
runner, other people in the tournament. Still, Silver's just messing with you.
Every split, he gained a little bit of time on. Very impressive. I mean, that's the Silverr that we are used to watching after the overworld play, and it was not like him. Maybe some warm up again, maybe some nerves. Who knows? Definitely a higher stakes match than the ESI match in terms of the positioning in the bracket, the monetary situation. Not saying that the ESI match was not higher stakes at all, just the situations with the brackets. And yeah, if you look at the splits here, I guess he lost time entering the Bastion. I think that was due to having to get blocks. So it was like delayed time loss, if that makes sense. Because he entered the nether without leaves from the trees in the overworld. So every other split after that, it looks like 20 to 30 seconds just gained. So Mongey either has to just play a little faster, a little tighter. I mean, there were just a couple bad pearls going to the second portal chords, which could have been all that time loss. entered the fort at different times and didn't get insane strays. Could have been a little bit of that time loss. So not clear how much of it is his fault as opposed to just random RNG, but it's not
Yeah.
good for the mental, and it's not a good look when you're just playing a seed that you're ahead in the overworld and you just slowly lose time until you lose. It's not good for the mental.
I'm
But
surprised by the fact that he lost so much time in the split Nether to Bastion. That's
I
surprising.
said it was because he didn't have blocks. Silver didn't have blocks from the leaves.
Yeah,
From the shooters
I
from the
guess.
leaves. And he
Yeah,
needed
I guess I
to
didn't remember
build
that
X
making so much
trees.
time.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I also think he might have eaten a blindness sus stew for food, and so just had to kind of sit around for a few seconds. But we have a room portal pick from Mongey. Again, has to play room portal and village in the best of 3 regardless. So not sure how much science goes behind this pick, but it
I
was
think there is science.
Yeah, go. Go
So
for it.
I think there is a lot of science here. Is that Silver said in his little chat that he was nervous about RP because he wasn't warmed up, and then the next pick, Mongey picks Ruin Portal. I don't think that's a coincidence at all.
Some player metagaming, perhaps.
Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like that makes sense. You know, your opponent says they're nervous about something, you pick that. Or maybe, as Fulham's saying, maybe Silver baited Mongey into picking that. Oh man, now this is getting some 5-dimensional chess. I can't follow it anymore. I'm sorry, guys.
It's
But
possible.
anyways, I'm excited. Let's do this.
Yeah, I'm ready to get on the match. And see if it's going to be a 3-0, 3-1, 3-2, Nerdy. Not sure. No prediction pre-match this time, but you were very wrong last time, unfortunately. It was a
Okay, well, see, so here's the thing. I was right if you ignore the 2 matches that I was wrong about. You know what I mean?
Wow, really?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like if you just kind of forget those 2 matches happened, I was right that there was 3 wins that happened. And I hope that we
Right.
acknowledge this. I hope that we all concur on this fact.
Sure. Any looting sorters? Oh my, enchanted golden apple. Any fine enchanted golden applers? Surely they mine the gold block and get a gold axe. Thoughts? Surely you guys don't get stone, right? Yeah, gold block. Yeah, gold block. All right, well, that was the one decision in the overall, and they both did it correctly, so congrats.
It's a draw. Both players
So
can
we're
take first place prize.
getting sheep food. And he had a baby sheep, I think, so maybe a little rolled on the food, but not a huge deal, as you do have enchanted golden apple. Which is weird, though. It's very weird knowing when you want to eat the notch.
Right.
Because it literally is just like, it's like a 16 heart bonus, but if you wait until you're on 1 heart, you could just die.
Right.
It is also
Well-
fire res. Cool. Very not useful, but sometimes useful. Fort first.
One thing that I think is worth mentioning is that in his little interview, Mongey said, you know, oh, I'm kind of nervous about playing Silver. You know, this is probably my, you know, ticket out of the ranked tourney or whatever. But I think that he's being a little hard on himself, in my opinion, because look at that. Take a look at that wins versus loss versus opponent. I mean, sure, Silver's up 2 games out of 12, but like
True.
that's not a bad record. Like that could be a sample size thing, you know.
Well, Silver's overall win rate is 73%, and I think 7 out of 12 is
True.
68%. So Manji gives him a tougher run for his money than the average opponent.
Yeah.
So
And the average opponent of that caliber that he can play, you know.
yes,
So
like of the
I don't know.
top
I guess
50 only.
I think Mungey's being a little hard on himself, and I think that he absolutely can take Silver out if he's playing his A game.
Yeah, and pretty similar paces entering this bastion, but Silver is just starting this route first. Nerdy looked at a bait message in chat and started smiling
I
because
can't, man.
it's
I can't. Oh my god. It's dude. You guys, it's hard. I have an inability to keep a straight face, as a lot of people know this about me. So, anyways, I apologize for my lack of professionalism, chat.
Nerdy, you're doing great. At least you unmute your mic. That's pretty impressive.
True. I can do that. That's easy for me.
But slightly different Bastion routes coming out from both players. The lower triple route from Mongey and the higher trade hole auto funnel from Silverr. I don't really think there's a difference. Maybe this is a hot take and I don't like nerd out about it enough. I just think it doesn't matter where you put the trade hole or if you do the auto funnel or not. I don't think it matters. I could be wrong. I haven't looked at the
I
numbers,
mean,
but
maybe
I
like a
just
thing where
I
like
feel like
it,
I
on
feel like
average adds 2
it
seconds.
can't
and
be more than
subtracts,
like it can't be more than like 5 seconds for the whole route if you get the same amount of pigs. What is this spawner? it's like it's fully covered by the tree. You see that? Oh my
That's
god.
fantastic. I want to know, did the spawner come first, and then
I
the
don't
tree
think
just
that.
grew into it, or did the did
Well, I
they
don't even
build
really
did they build the
know.
spawner around the tree? 'Cause
Are you talking
that's
about?
my
Are you talking about
question.
like from a code perspective
From a
or from a
lore
lore
perspective. Lore
perspective? From a
perspective,
lore
lore,
perspective.
yeah.
Okay. I feel like the spawner would come first, and then the tree planting colonizers of the warp forest were probably scared of this spawner. They were a tribe that didn't understand the power of the blaze spawner. They wanted to block it off with
Okay.
the tree for eternity, which is why most of them are not blocked off, but certain factions of the warp force community are very scared of blazes. Maybe someone was allergic. I don't know.
That makes sense.
They covered it up for a reason. And to be fair,
I
it
would
is
be
pretty
scared of a
scary.
blaze. I would be scared of a blaze personally.
Blaze is very scary. 6 rods for Silverr though, 5 for Manji, but he's blinding first. These rates are very good. Quick question: who am I talking to? Creating content. 7 rods for Manji though. Insane rates. Maybe 7 for 7. Speaking of, this is a mid-4 first portal, by the way. I don't think we realized how fast
Yeah, this is crazy pace.
this pace was, but Silverr is leaving 2 second portals sub 5. And Manji was task overlapping, but he is in the exact same situation. It looks like the oh my god, notched fucking clutch, resistance, lava clutch. He's on 12 hearts still, he just like fell from the ceiling. The unfortunately what am I trying to say? The god pace is gone because there's a wall, but this could have potentially been a ranked world record caliber seed. I mean, it still is. You'd have to, it's 715, 713, not really possible anymore. But 7XX is still potentially on the table. Has 2 minutes, 0 will be 1. Good nav will be 10 seconds. He's just got to get in the stronghold. I just don't know how far away it is. He's currently at Y 103. There's some terrain though. Sub 7, not sub 7. 7XX is still on the table. How close is our second portal? Looks like he's dancing around the cords on the mushroom. Very doable. I mean, what a scary position to be in. Like, you're a big Manji. It's 6 minutes. You're traveling to second portal cords. This is crazy pace, and Silver's in the stronghold.
Yeah.
Looked like an insta spike bottom right. Could we see a 7XX run? I think Silver's fastest rank time is 7:35. This could just beat that if it's here. Doesn't look like great light source though, but it was the spike this way. Is he going to commit to it? No. Dream is maybe dead. And the dream for big pigs might still be alive. If Silverr chokes the nav, I mean, he does have other ways to go in the stronghold, but that is where the spike was. So I don't know if it's far and he missed it. He's going to head back maybe. See where the spike shows up for Mongey. Ooh, there's some stronghold that we haven't seen. Library though. Once you get to the backward spike, is it a different stronghold? I think it's a completely different stronghold actually. And what could have been a 7XX for Silverr might turn into a seed loss if Mongey can find the portal bloom first. This is not the right way. It looks like it's so weird too, and some people are on smooth lighting and some are not. It's hard to tell. who is where with light sources and all that. But this is where Silverr didn't commit. And it was here where he didn't commit. And this is
Wow.
so close. It's going to be who enters the end first with the setup. And Mongey's going to be in first. Silver's got to crank it. Sees the message in chat. So he's got to crank it. But he doesn't have anything crafted.
Oh
And
my
it's front
god.
low. So he can push to 95 like he did. So it's possible with better beds. It's going to be insanely close. We're thinking about like stream delay too at this point. I think Silver's
Yeah.
maybe 6 seconds behind. Mongey pushing to 95 as well. And he gets there, so it's down to the amount of beds, but it's got to be like a 7 or 8 bed from Mongey and a 5 from Silverr for it to be close. And that's some good damage from the first
Oh my
3,
god. Those, yeah.
4. It's 6. I think even if Silverr does 5, it's not going to be enough. 6 bed rotation. If Silverr does 5, it'll be very close. But the Dragon's dead at 8:18 on Mongey's screen, and it's 22 on Silverr, and we're still going. So it's within 7 seconds. Wow.
Super. That's one of the closest games we've had.
That's it. Literally 4, 5 seconds.
8:35 from
Like-
Bing Pigs. Wow.
Yeah. And it's different strongholds, and I think literally the micro decision, like I'm not sure why Mongey was behind on the I Spy. Maybe slightly less pigs, got to the fort slightly slower or slightly faster, but was task overlapping. So
Right.
it was weird, you know. I don't know. Silverr just didn't. Silverr turned back. He saw that 5-way, knew that was his only spike, and I guess thought it was too far. Didn't think to commit to the 5-way, because if he just went through the door, and maybe literally it was that cave terrain that was like made it awkward to go check. Do you know what I mean by that? Like it was just like the door wasn't
I think I know what you mean.
easily
Yeah.
openable. Like it
There's no
looked
floor.
weird.
Yeah, I know exactly.
And
what you
maybe
mean.
that's why he turned around and he lost a minute
Because of it,
to
yeah.
that potentially.
He lost it because of that.
I mean, he lost the seed. Yeah, it's not that he lost a minute. You can lose a minute and still be winning. You can lose a minute and still be losing. He lost a minute and lost the seed by 9 to 10 seconds because of it, which is crazy. I mean, I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting, but that was not it. That was. I mean, I thought we had the best seed of the tournament last match. That might have been the best seed of the tournament. This match.
I think
I don't know.
I think that was the best match. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think just purely by the speed and the closeness. Like statistically, I don't think you can get much better than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think that like deaths make matches better or like mistakes. I think it's like the best matches are the ones where they're really fast, really well played, and really close.
Mhm.
So in my opinion, that was the best.
That was
match
all
of the tournament.
3. Yeah, that was all 3 for sure. We can throw it to our seed selection. Yes, I think it's just Village left, so where's to pick it now? Again, the thing I was thinking about, which I don't know if it really matters, is if Silverr wins this seed, or whoever wins this seed. Actually, never mind. It doesn't matter at all who picks. It just matters who wins or loses. I was gonna say like Mongey could have picked Village or Room Portal, depending on like if you wanted to like win or lose more often to like because what am I trying to say? Like Silver's pick for seed 3, just Village. He has no other options, right? But whoever loses this next seed and gets to pick for game 4 has all 5 options back available to them. So
Yeah.
is that something you think about? Like, I would rather lose game 3 and win game 2 instead of lose game 2 and win game 3. Because then you get to pick from 5 seeds instead of 1. Like your pick actually matters. Like Silver's pick didn't matter at all.
That makes sense. I think one thing that's also interesting to note is that in the best of 3s, the way you pick really matters, right? Because if especially for the first seed, but then the second and third picks that don't even really they're not really picks. You have to play both, right? But the first seed, like that matters. If like to get some momentum going, you need to play the first seed of the 3 that are left. Then the other 2 if you are in the losing perspective, you need to win those two. So you're going to need to play either of them. So it doesn't necessarily matter. But on the contrary, with this, the first 3 seed picks, I mean, like you said, they do matter as far as trying to win, but none of these really matter in the sense that you need to play all 3 of them no matter what. The bans totally have an impact, but the seed picks for the first 3 don't really have that much impact because no matter what, no matter how well you play or how poorly you play, you have to play first a shipwreck or a ruin portal or a village, and then the next 2 you have to play the other 2, right? So my point is that for these best of 5s, it's kind of interesting because the first 3 picks don't really matter, but then the third and fourth or 4th and 5th totally do.
Yeah, 100%. I think we've waffled too much about the seed selection, but it was a good analysis into the thought process behind some of the picks and what maybe some of the runners can think about. And we're going to be seeing a best of 7 in the finals tomorrow, so maybe there's even more deliberation there. But we're ready to get into our game 3, and it's a game 3 with a lot on the line, but also not that much on the line in the first place. It's basically like we're just playing a best of 3 at this point. Both runners are 1-1. There are some mental obstacles potentially to overcome after a win, after a loss. But no one is going home after the seed. They get to play 2 more seeds regardless. And this is our desert village. Let's freaking go. Love seeing a good desert village. Some crafting table houses, some blacksmiths.
Yeah, I feel like desert villages are some of the most interesting. Taigas are still my favorite, but desert temples still have or desert villages have a lot of options with how you want to play them. Like you said, the crafting table houses. Not having trees is kind of interesting. Like choosing to go for wood first or not. In this case, both runners running to the village first. I do enjoy watching desert villages played.
Yep, and they both get to use Iron Sword to stack and kill the golem. Very smart. Looking around for a lava pool as well, because 6 obsidian with 1 blacksmith is not enough. 6 obsidian with 2 would have been enough, but 1 is not. And I do wonder if these runners will investigate some trees, and so we're to spot a lava pool close to trees. So it looks like a pretty linear overworld for him at this point. Trees, some cobble. Potentially, I think both runners actually messed up in a way. Didn't grab cobblestone with the pickaxe from the blacksmith, so gonna have to dig down here. Does have an iron shovel, so it's not gonna be a big deal. But look, it is actually a big deal because he only had 2 sticks. So he has to iron shovel the sticks and punch another log for axe. So it is a big deal.
Exactly.
It is like 5 seconds maybe, but as we saw last game, 5 seconds like literally could be
Actually
it.
mattered. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah, like
I mean, yeah,
so.
I love the decision making in desert villages. The sticks,
And
the everything. It's just good. It's just good.
yeah, looks like Mongey might not be getting any wood, so could be entering faster. Not sure if he's going to stop at a tree here before the lava pool for a boat. Definitely the right play in ranked. You just want to be prepared for anything. Maybe not super necessary playing any percent or playing AA or whatever, but for ranked, it is definitely correct. But it looks like he's still a little ahead. I think Silver's trees were just a little too far to the right, maybe. He might have a little more wood. Looks like Monji's only got 15 and Silver's got 43. So after the portal, he'll maybe have like 35. So an extra few logs mined. And it kind of lines up with the amount of time that he's ahead.
Yep.
So you're trading a few seconds for a few logs. Was
I
it
think
worth it?
maybe.
Maybe.
Well, we have a warp forest next to the bastion, so maybe not. But oh well.
Hard to tell. Hard to say. Sees the treasure. Both players do.
Bed clutch there from Mongey.
Yeah, no boat, so it was weird. But treasure again is also weird because you don't know where the fort is. And I wonder if these players don't see the fort, and I don't think they've seen the fort yet, if they will pyrite or send a direction. But you do get some very nice visibility off of the top of the ramparts. So we could potentially see the fort from there if we haven't seen it already. A lot of pigs from Silver though. And he took a little bit of better terrain and it looks like he's
Yeah, he's
regained
ahead. I was
lead. Just did some upper terrain to drop right on the block, didn't have to build up to the bridge, I guess. Or just some terrain decision along the way. Gets him in the lead. Other than that, it's just going to be who can spot the fort potentially. Or, I mean, you're at 0-0. It's very weird to send a direction. You don't have a ton of info when you're exactly this close to 0-0, as opposed to being at like 0-200. You can maybe think it would be -X, or like 200 -100, maybe you go +Z. But if you're at 0-0, it can be basically any of the 3 quadrants because of how the ranked filter works. So there's not a ton of metagaming you can do off of the seed filtering.
Looking around here for that fortress on Mongey's screen. I don't see it. This is a pretty
I don't
good
see it
view.
either. I don't think either runner has seen it. So I'm not sure if they will commit to breaking the spawner or commit to just going a direction. Because you can
And
go
is
a
it-
direction for a decent amount, and then if you whiff, you can just go the other direction, but it is just time loss if you go the wrong way.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. This could be a situation where we could see one player take the risk, one player play it safe, and then that risk could decide the pace of the match. If the
Yeah, it
risk
looks
pays
like
off, you know.
Silver's
Uh,
not going to break the spawner based on the way he pearl hanged. But it is also possible that he will break the spawner. Not sure what Mongey's looking for right now either. Has no pearls. Did he get no pigs, perhaps? I don't know. Maybe looking for rogue pearl trades. He found one.
there's
So he's
one,
got
and
13
Silver's out.
pearls.
So it looks like Silver maybe even found the
Yeah.
fortress.
Silver
Yeah,
did
there we
find the
go.
fortress as well. Decent strays here too. A little bit too many wither skeletons. And yeah, Mongey is looking like he's gonna break the spawner. Or just whiff the pearl low for some reason, but I'm not sure why else you'd be in lower treasure. Only on 14 pearls is so weird though. I don't maybe Silver got the backups and he didn't, but I think it's Silver's game to lose for sure. Less
Yeah.
pearls ahead in the fort, or more pearls ahead in the fort. Like 0 is very open right now for Silver and very, very close for Mongey. Not sure where the pearl trade went.
Yeah,
If they both got the
I
same
didn't catch
backups.
that. Maybe
Hard to
I'm trying to
track
think if
who
there's
gets
any like.
every gold block. I mean, there's
Yeah.
up to 4 backups. 2 are guaranteed, 2 are not. So it just depends. But yeah, I don't know why. He has 13 pearls and Silver has 16. Could be pearl split concerns as well, but I don't think so. Yeah, very weird. Would not be able to know why the pearls are split. Silver getting cooked right now in the replies. Run. He's good.
He's okay.
Saved. 3 blazes on a wither skelly. Scary because even if you have fire res, the blazes can still just melee you. So this is so clean though. 5 rods in a spawner. Unfortunately, a 1 spawn, and Bang Pigs is dealing with a large magma cube. So we got 6 rods though. Overlapping this portal with the spawner.
Good
Ahead
stuff.
for sure. But Big Mongey has 5 rods currently, so very close. And these next blazes will drop rods for him. Another insanely close match. Could come down to just seconds between these players.
I mean, this is an amazing match once again. Super, super close. I mean, obviously Silver has like the sort of materials advantage. He has more stuff. But
Yes.
I mean, Monkey's playing great. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Monkey is keeping up, and I mean, if it's a close stronghold, maybe it's not zeroable, for example. Like, this is definitely not like over. You know what I mean? There's a lot of ways that this could go still.
Yeah. I think Silver having pearls here is really big. One of those he could throw
There
for
you go.
free, and he
Yeah.
can throw another one. And now in fringe scenarios, it's not zeroable, but in most scenarios, it is. And he still has more pearls than Mongey does.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good
And
point.
Mongey's gonna have to throw like the same type of pearls, right?
I think you're right.
Like do you throw 2 and play for a 1-eye and it's not zeroable? Do you throw 1? Like, look,
He's gonna have to throw another. He's only gonna
gap the 1. I mean, he just had to. I don't think you ever play for the 1-eye. I think it's never correct.
So is he gonna
And
bridge? Yeah. Okay. No, he's right here. Okay.
Silverr Y32 missing, but I think they both had the same coordinates on their ninbots. Yeah, this 67%, this negative 82 and negative 292
And
is
he's in.
exactly where Silverr is, and he does hit it. Any spike for Silverr, nothing amazing there, no big spike. Another stronghold incident potentially, but he's got 0 on his side, and unless it's a 3-eye, Mongey does not have 0 on his side.
So we're
We'll
trying
see.
to figure out the preemptive, but looks like he's not super happy with it.
Just had no spike, and Mongey missing the same way that that Silverr did. Has to just find the portal room somehow. Down there potentially looks nice. There it
we
is.
Go. Good stuff. Good down from Silverr.
1-eye,
Well
so 0 potential pearls for, or 1 potential pearl for Mongey, so it's a front. He can low 1 cycle potentially, or low 0 cycle. Wrong word. There's the portal room. He finds it. So we're spending a lot of time prepping as well. So the only thing this could change is if it's not zeroable, it gives Mongey some more time save because he wasn't in the end for that long. It's another low tower, and Silverr actually headbangs himself. That's some nice water. Wow, what a block clutch. Ran out of wood and was able to hockey back to the nether brick, and he's going to go to 91 only this run. After those mechanical mistakes, definitely the right play. As long as it doesn't break the bed, should be fine. He's got 6 more beds. The damage is not insane, though. Does he have 1 after this? He's got 1 more after this. Okay, good. And he clutched those beds as well. I should never have been worried. I don't know why he pearled to the crystal instead of pearling to the ground, but maybe some style points. Maybe I really don't know. But he clutches. Was very close though. Within, again, 15, 20 seconds maybe. Just came down to having the 0 pearls that Mongey didn't. I really wouldn't be able to tell you where those pearls got lost. Hopefully Fulham can help us out with that one in the analysis segment.
Yep.
For sure. Because I have no idea where the pearl discrepancy was. People in chat were saying all the backups were obtained, or the similar amount of backups from both players. I'm trying to think. It was a village overworld too, so there wasn't any gold discrepancy. I know in the Ruined Portal Seed, Mongey crafted a helmet that he might not have needed to craft. But it could have just been some lost trades on stairs. He found 1 pearl trade on the stairs, but those pigs could just throw the pearls off. You never know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that was crazy. We'll wait for this analysis segment in just a second, and then we potentially have the last seed of the entire day for you guys. If Silverr can 3-1, or if Mongey can bring it back to a game 5, we'll send it right over to you guys. Send you guys right over to Fulham for the mid-match analysis.
So we are going to start off by analyzing seed number 1. We are going to talk about how Silverr slightly messed up the overworld. Now, Silverr is well known for kind of grabbing those 2 logs before going to a shipwreck. The 2 logs pre-shipwreck strat is obviously not exclusive to Silverr, but it's one that I've heard him do quite frequently. So I would definitely, at least in my head, say, yeah, I think that Silverr was one of the main advocates for this idea, being able to grab the crafting bench and a pressure plate so that you can, deal with upside down shipwrecks, sideways shipwrecks a lot easier than previously. However, here it came back to bite him in the fact that even though he did craft a wooden axe, he didn't grab any wood from the shipwreck initially. So after coming to this ruin portal, grabbing the gold block, he has to go back to the shipwreck, which caused him to have around a 50-second time delay on entering the nether versus Big Mongey here. This was definitely probably the main time loss of this run. However, that was pretty much the only time loss of that run from Silverr, and he did make up basically all of that time solely by improving on pretty much every split. About 10 to 20 seconds every single time. Clean one cycle, expected to come out by Silverr, and of course it does. Big Mongey unable to convert the very early lead of about 50 seconds into the Bastion. Sadly, not able to convert that into a seed victory. Here we see that Big Mongey goes for a task overlap here with only 14 pearls, sees the fortress, and then decides to go for a little bit of a task overlap. Deals with these two blazes, and then decides to throw a pearl. While he does this, the pigs will actually unload, meaning that this could cause him to have slightly slower trades here. You can see here, he's now on 2 render distance right now, so that he can deal with a pearl that he's thrown to the side. And now when he loads back up to 6 render distance, he's thrown it further away from the bridge. So at this point, none of the pigs will be trading. However, by the time he deals with these wither skeletons, he does re-increase that render distance. So he probably loses 20 seconds of trades. You can see him increase that once again. And the edge of the bridge is slightly loaded in here. Now, I'm unsure as to whether this is fully loaded and whether the pigs will be trading at this point. But from the fact that when he went back, all of the trades were pretty much done, I think that it didn't make the absolute utmost of difference. But as we saw, if we look back here, both players one cycling at the exact same time. Mongey able to take the seed by just a few seconds, literally seconds in it. I think it was about 7 to 8 seconds. So any sort of difference here could have made literally a seed's worth of difference for 8 seconds. Let's talk about the third seed, where Silverr was able to take the 2-1. Here is Mongey's start from the bridge over to the treasure, or the important rampart. He throws 1 gold there. He throws another one on this stair here. While breaking these 2, another pig comes down the stairs, which he throws another gold for. He then throws a gold here, lets him pick it up, right-clicks at the same time, throws another gold down, places these 2 blocks, throws 1 more, and then throws 1 more on that stair. That is 7 gold trades, and I am unsure as to whether those would have actually had pearl trades. I don't have access to the information of the behind-the-scenes, what exact trades were, but by throwing 7 pearl trades, I understand that he did try and retrace his steps, but if there was ever a place where piglins could just wander around and maybe throw your pearls in a weird location that you didn't see, that is definitely something that could have happened here. The fact is, he threw 7 different gold ingots at 7 different points in the route. He didn't drop them all, for example, right here when you're trying to break this block to place the extra blocks to allow the piglins to come through to this side. Instead, it was kind of all over the place. He was able to drop them at the very start, in the middle of the route, at the end of the route, and that's going to cause maybe a pearl trade to go astray. It could have gone off the side of the treasure, maybe someone walked out over to here and some pearls went into lava or something. Anything could have happened here, and I do think that could have been an issue. Of course, backup blocks could have been another way of doing it, but the fact that Mongey kept it close has got to be something that's playing on his mind. He can either let that affect his mental positively or negatively. I just thought I'd show this clip as to how close it was for them both to be entering the end. We are talking that these guys entered end basically simultaneously. Okay? So we're talking that Mongey entered the end at 10:15.7. And if we roll it back just a few frames, Silverr entered the end at 10:14, I believe. This is when Silverr was able to enter the end at 10:14. Literally a couple of seconds in it. So the fact that Mongey's kept himself in with a shout the entire way through this seed, even after messing up some pearls, or losing some pearls, being unable to pearl to the second portal chords quite as effectively as Silverr. The fact that he's entered end at a very similar time should be something that is playing on his mental. Either it's going to make him absolutely heartbroken and gutted, saying, I could have won that seed if I would have had that pearl trade. I really could have, or he can say, you know what? I lost that pearl trade, but I still gapped Silverr in the rest of the run with less pearls. So it's either... Sorry, Malwarebytes is trying to upsell me some premium some premium antivirus. He either has to take that mental block and smash through it, or try and use it to boost him in the next few seeds. That's the only way that, in my mind, Mongey is going to be able to come back. Because Silverr has made very few mistakes. First seed, first run, first overworld was his biggest mistake so far. And that is the least warm we're going to see Silverr. In these last few runs, he's been able to go back to back to back, and how he normally plays. And we're going to now see game number 4. The current score is 2-1 to Silverr. And he is at match point. The next game that Silverr wins will be the final one, unless Mongey is able to take these next 2 seeds in a row. It all comes down to this, folks. This is the final matches of the day 2 of the ranked tournament. Just before the final seeds do happen, make sure you guys are back here tomorrow to watch the semi-finals and the finals. Same place, same time. I'm going to throw this over to Feinberg and Nerdy to see you guys into the last few seeds, but that's the last Fulham segment of the day, so thank you guys for watching my parts.
Thanks to Fulham for all the analysis and the recap today. Looking forward to more of that tomorrow, and like you said, the seeds tomorrow, the matches tomorrow. Same place, same time, same players, same high-quality Minecraft matches. Speaking of high-quality Minecraft matches, Nerdy, we have a Seed 4 pick. Any one of the 5 seeds can be picked, and it is Desert Temple from Mongey, Silver's ban.
Ooh.
I think this just makes sense, right? Like, why would Silverr ban it? I think it just completely makes sense. You're trying to add some variance into the overworld. Is he going to miss the enter? I mean, Silverr stumbled hard on the shipwreck overworld, trying to pick another overworld to make him stumble hard, give you that time save, that lead entering the nether that you can hopefully hold for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I think
And
it makes sense. Though, honestly, I think I like Shipwreck and Ruin Portal more as a pick for like the Shipwreck got in Silver's head last time, Um, so I think that would have made sense, but that would be pretty hard to remember. But the Ruin Portal, like, you won on. So I guess I get the Desert Temple. I get it. But I think I like Ruin Portal and Shipwreck from a sort of hindsight perspective. I think I like those more.
yeah, I see the line. I mean, at the end of the day, he's just got to win the seed, and the overworld is just a small part of what is actually happening in the nether, in the end, and the post blind, and the zero, and the stronghold, everything else. So, without further ado, we might have the last seed of the day for you guys. Our Desert Temple between Silverr and Big Mongey. Gonna potentially be a 3-1 or a game 5 after this seed. We will see. Big Mongey could be heading home in 10 minutes or sending Silverr home in about 30. We'll see. Quick Temple. But the decisions are still largely left to be made in this overworld. Where's the lava pool? Where's the flint? Food? And those decisions could spiral into your level of risk tolerance in the nether.
And here we are. It looks like Silverr maybe no, they're like basically on pace exactly. I was gonna say I thought Silverr was maybe a little ahead, but it's important to know that there is sometimes a little stream delay. We try to minimize it as much as possible, but it's something to note, especially if, I think Fulham pointed it out in the match that was close. It was actually even closer than we thought. So with the super close comparisons, that's definitely something to consider. You
Yes.
can always look at the timers in the top right corner of each screen to try and gauge sort of the difference between the two if it is like really close. But they're always within like a second or two. So, anyways,
Yeah, it looks like both runners doing similar things. They have 2 gaps, but only 4 flesh. So maybe a flex over to this village for some food before entering the nether. I think we would expect to see from both runners. But not a ton of close food. I guess you break this and you get like 3 or 4 bread and it's just enough. Maybe, not sure about the emerald count from, we have iron ingot, diamond, and gold ingot, but no emerald on our inventory viewer, which obviously makes sense. Very niche, but doesn't look like there's any emeralds for the bread trade, but yeah, I mean, Silver did have 3 emeralds, so threw them out, I guess. And potentially missed 18 bread. Niche, but I mean, if the guy didn't have the bread trade, it's possible that it would have been slower, but Mongey has 7 bread from just going ham on that crop land, farmland, whatever. And we'll see.
I'm kind of wondering. This is kind of giving me flashbacks to the Anko Boy versus Automat match, where Anko Boy went for, getting the bread from the village, and Automat didn't. And we saw that match ended with the person who went with the bread winning. So I don't know. I guess Silver has more like good food if you change those apples into golden apples, maybe, but pretty low food situation for Silver. Whereas
Yeah.
Mongey, on the other hand, I mean, hey, 7 bread is 7 bread. Now it's 5, but still.
So Mongey had a little bit of struggles with the terrain here.
Mm.
Was digging through Netherrack for some reason. I really don't know why. But this is a really nice top-down route there that's going to get all the pigs. It's not going to get you the chest, but it's going to get you the pigs. It's going to get them down to you fast. So maybe saving a little bit of time because Silver didn't get the pigs either, but he was a little slower on the top-down execution. It'll depend, yeah. Silver also has 3 regular apples. Doesn't have the gold to make them into golden apples, but he's got the regular apples. So it's very interesting possibility to see coming out from Silver, if that's going to be enough food compared to the 5 bread. Because golden apples for sure would have been better, but wasting golden housing is not ideal.
Right.
As opposed to bridge or even lower treasure or anything like that. But he's got 2 pearl stacks. He's got only 53 string and 1 crying. Got a spare backup that I guess he accidentally airlifted or suffocated out weirdly. But we'll see. Nice high ray as you're heading up, checking these top chests as well. So we're at 8 obsidian only. And we haven't seen these top chests from Mongey either. So there was 6 obby there. Is it going to be 20? It's going to be 18. Weird. Do you trade the 26 gold? Do you go back down? Do you play home portal? You were close to your home portal. Trying to pyrite here through a piglin, kind of.
I
Weird
like it. I like it.
situation.
Good.
Is there a
I think
pearl
it's-
hang into a 2RD? Hey, maybe he's just going to go trade and no pearl hang at all. Interesting. Not sure if he's keeping gold for the gaps as well. Keeping 16,
Yep.
throwing
I
very
like it.
minimal amount of gold. Probably going to try to segment these trades, and wow, there's 20 so quick. So we got
Nice.
2 extra gaps, and Big Mongey has 21 obsidian, so he's ahead. Even though he entered the bastion later, I'm shocked that he's ahead somehow. Maybe more pigs or something like that. But both runners have enough food now. Just comes down to fort. Who gets to the fort first and plays the end game better. And Mongey's heading over to the fort 5 to 10 seconds before Silver. Silver gets a nice pearl there on the side.
Wow.
I mean, literally
Fantastic.
5 seconds, 10 seconds max. And
This is really close.
Mongey's ahead. Like, there's maybe an argument that the pearls, or not the pearls, the golden apples are slightly better for quick pearls for Silver, but there's not really many quick pearls left in the seed. It looks
Yeah.
like he's quickly getting this Blaze TNT out, but gets one spawned on in the meantime. Oh, Wither Skelly from Mongey. 2 more as well, but they're in a different part of the fort, and so he's chill. Eats his 1 gap, and might be down to 1 bread and 4 flesh, so maybe Silverr is in a better food spot because of that Wither Skelly. No apples in Mongey's inventory. Silverr must have gotten 3 from blowing up trees, which is very lucky.
Right.
But it happens. Blow oak trees instead of acacia trees. It's a very close match. It's very unclear. 1 bread is okay with 4 flesh. Maybe you throw 2 pearls in total, and you'll be at full HP without having to hunger reset. Maybe 3 pearls. But Silver's got 2 gapples and 1 flesh. So, and I also think he has 1 regular apple still. So it just depends on who's going to get these rods first. Not amazing rates from either player, which maybe slightly benefits the one with more food a bit more, but if both play perfectly, it doesn't really matter. Gonna send the Blaze to the overworld.
Getting some
As much,
Silverr going,
Yeah.
leaving the nether here. Gonna
4
blind
rods
with
only,
4 rods,
but
yeah.
it is just some task overlap, right? You get to overlap spawn rates, and there is a Taiga Village here. But Silverr has
Ooh.
74 string. Looks like 6 beds and 2 anchors available for Silverr as long as he has the wood.
He's not
So
going for it.
not going for the village. Don't need the beds.
I thought maybe he would consider going for the food, like just opening
Taiga
his chest.
Village
I don't know.
food. Taiga Village food is so weird. You'd have to find a
That's true.
chest.
That is
house.
true.
And he's got 2 gapples. 2 gapples is definitely enough. You do have to be a little careful considering he is not at full already, but I think you throw maybe 2 pearls and then you gap and you're good. And then you can throw 1 or 2 more in gap and you're back to full again. So 4 pearls probably.
Ooh. And Mongey unfortunately loses an eye to the tree. We'll see if that one breaks.
Well, as long as he picks 1 up out of these 3, he's good. But Silver's heading to cords already. Some Hoglin issues, maybe. Hunger's going to be weird. It's really close, though. Mongey's calculator says 452. So we need to go to negative 64, 182. So negative 66, 189. So he's getting there. And Mongey is also right there. So close. 10, 15 seconds right now. Like digging
There he
onto the cords as Silverr is entering the stronghold.
Wow.
I mean, if it's the preemptive and it's a 0, it's over. Looked like an okay spike for Silverr bottom left. Is he going to trust his spike in this run like he didn't in last run?
There it is.
Mineshaft, but he does trust it and he does find it. And if it's zeroable and he hits it, he's got the beds, he's got the anchors. He's got a lot of blocks from Temple TNT and Blaze TNT. And it's back. He's got absorption. It's tall back. That was some stutter. He's got to pull out. Low setup 90, 103. I didn't know how tall it was, man. Average 0 enjoyer. Is he going to hit it?
There's
Lower
one.
setup. He's got enough explosives.
Ooh.
So weird, though. Nice damage. I couldn't even tell you if this is good or not. It's going to come down to the anchors.
But that was so bad.
And it's not going to be good enough. Oh my god, what an anchor. He's going to die.
He dies!
It got so low, he wanted to back up and pull out, but he couldn't pull out.
Oh my god.
And he was only on 4 hearts. He got hit twice.
I
It's
think we're
not
going to
over.
Game 5.
The dragon's dead. The cords are kind of close.
That's true. That's a good point. That's a good point.
It's probably over, but it's not necessarily over. I cannot believe he hit it, though. That is so impressive. Is it over for sure? No, not a perch.
Not a perch. Not a perch.
Fireball near the fountain. If he gets a perch, it could be unplayable.
And
It's
Silverr
not
make it back.
over. And he
doesn't
doesn't have a
need to kill the
pickaxe,
dragon. He'll kill the
but
dragon.
he has wood. He's already killed the dragon. If he gets back in, he's going to need some blocks, I think, because it was pearl. He needs to pearl into
Oh, I think that might be a
Let's see.
perch.
That's gonna be the perch. Is it standable though? With the? Is it
It's
standable?
not. Wait, is it? No, it's no. He can't. I don't. Oh, can he? No, he can't.
Oh!
He can't do it.
He's got to just.
No, it went away. Oh my god! It just in time.
But
went
is
away.
it? Oh my god! No, but like he couldn't do it. He was gonna die. He was low.
Yeah,
if he had
no, he
food, he
couldn't.
could maybe do it.
Yeah,
He
no,
couldn't
sorry.
do
I'm
it.
not, yeah, though I was
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
that like it was just the worst
And look,
timing for that
Silver's
thing.
at his chords.
Oh my god.
He needs to get a pickaxe. He needs blocks. He needs a pickaxe. Mongey could get another perch. That could be over. No snap. Oh my god. Silverr needs a
Oh,
pickaxe because he
blocks.
needs blocks. He needs to pearl. He needs to remember that he needed to pearl in. So getting these blocks is so crucial. But if Mongey gets a snap, it's over still. It's so close. Silverr has to renav. Silverr has to run to the end fountain. If the snap happens, it needs to happen now. And the dragon is fireballing. It might be over. Silverr might have won the seed. It might be over.
He needs to get a few blocks.
Does he remember the nav?
He is seemingly.
He doesn't remember the nav. It was bottom left. I think it was blocked by the portal maybe. Oh, he broke his portal, different spot. Dragon going. Oh, it's in good spot and no snap. No snap. No blocks actually needed. I lied.
It's not dead. The dragon didn't die.
Wait. He did.
Insane plot twist.
What? Wait, how? He got the anchor off and it was like 10 HP. What? Does he even have arrows? Is it over? Over? He has a crossbow.
Okay. I think it's over.
He's got arrows, and we need a snap, and it needs to be like a legendary throw. Almost out of sprint, though. Mongey, like, I think it's over now in the way that we didn't think it was over, right? We thought the dragon was just dead. I don't know.
And he needs to take out all these crystals now.
I mean, he's getting the crystals down, and Mongey's going to run out of sprint in half a bar.
Oh my god.
And the perch is coming. It's coming from Mongey, I think. No, it is, and he can't sprint, but he's there.
Yeah, this should be Mongey's game.
No bed break. It's there.
Nice.
It's got to be a Herculean throw at this point. Oh my god! And he gets the 4-bed.
Holy! That was I don't know. I might take back what I said. That might have been the best
You
game
think
yet.
this was the best game? You think? Oh
I mean,
my
it's purely
god!
like,
Man.
wow.
I want to see a full analysis that just slows down the anchor. I just thought the dragon died.
I thought the dragon died. I thought the dragon died too. So we're going into game 5.
We're going into game 5. That just I have no idea. We're going into a game 5, and I would have put like my house on the dragon being dead from the anchor. It was on like 10 HP, and I know he got the anchor off, and I thought the dragon was flying to the fountain, which is why it hit him, right? I don't know. I have no idea. But I would be out my house. I would be out my house. So we're going to a game 5. We're gonna see what the seed pick is from Silverr. I have no idea. That
I'm
I don't know what to say. Yeah, like,
that game was just so insane. Fantastic stuff.
Yeah. That's insane. And he tried to like stutter step down because he knew he was going to get hit because of the anchor and the side setup, but there was no blocks to stutter step down. And yeah. What is Silverr picking for us? BT, Mongey's ban. They both pick each other's ban. It worked for Mongey. He got the win. I don't really think it was because of the temple, but he won the seed. So I mean, I just want to see the game, man.
I just want I want to see what the script
I
writers
thought
have.
I thought Loki Dougal seed 5 was the best seed, and then I thought like Silverr Mongey seed 3 or seed 2 was the best seed, and then I thought seed 4 is now the best seed, and we
It's
have a seed 5, and we
as
have a
well.
seed 5, like crazy.
I feel like when there's like I think the best I think I take back. I think mistakes are good, but they have to be like understandable and not like
They
I
have
mean
to be
funny
good
mistakes are good
mistakes.
too, but like a mistake like that, I feel like can you really blame Silver like super hard? I don't know, maybe a little bit if you're really picky, but like he played pretty well that game and like just crazy stuff was happening. Like it was just a crazy stuff happening. I don't even know if I'd say RNG, just like there's just a lot of stuff going on, back and forth, great match overall.
Yeah, I mean I have no words. I have no idea. It's just incredible. PT from Silverr doesn't look like the spike for Mongey, but Silver's on it too, so I just didn't see the stone on the side, I guess. I mean, what a
Yeah.
seed 5. And these are our quarterfinals matches today. Like
Yeah.
these are finals caliber matches, these last two, and we're in quarters.
Yeah.
The players losing are not losing and getting second place money. They're losing in 5th through 8th place, which is just absurd to me. The quality of these last two matches, the quality of all the matches today,
Right.
just incredible. Silver made a Iron Hoe. Interesting. Doesn't really matter. Looks like he's still good. There was 14 iron. Wait, does he have iron for a light? I think he has some wood lights because he made a hoe.
Oh no.
Nerves, miscraft, misplay, could be fast. This is too deep. He's doing an L because of a wood light. But he's just got to sit here, and this can like wood light in between you mining gravel for your flint, or he could be here for a minute. It definitely was not correct for him to reset the seed, but this could just take forever. If I'm Silver, maybe I'm
140?
mining. Yeah, maybe I'm mining iron. Oh, there we go. Got it. Okay. Not a
Like 10
disaster.
seconds.
Good for the content. Yes. Happens. And he's in. They're both in. Our last nether of the day on our most anticipated and hyped match of the day. And Silver is almost dead. 4 hearts. Good.
Oh my god.
3 hearts.
Silver.
He's
Calm.
in the Bastion first, in a better spot than Mongey as well to start the pigs trading faster, but he has to not die and not use his food. I think they only have salmon. I don't think they have cod. There's no cod. 3 salmon is the only food source left for Silver. Not going to be enough to finish the seed without a hunger reset unless he plays perfectly. So better food management from Mongey, but he's slower on... Wow, that was like 30 obsidian in the top double. Holy shit. Mongey's going to be able to leave the Bastion slightly earlier because of no necessity to check the top chests, but Baby Hoglin on his case, a little bit of a time loss. These routes are very different, but I think are going to give us very similar results as to who leaves the Bastion first. Could honestly go either way. Silver bringing in Manhunt Pigs as well. Scary on no health, but
yeah.
They're figuring it out. Got more gold. Figuring it out. Maybe every hit is so much worse than the last on low food situations like this. But
yeah,
managed to deal with it, taking no damage from those sword piglins. Gets that Pyre going before Mongey, I think. Looks like it's positive X. Interesting. Going to give you lots more info on that as well because you are positive. So this must be deep positive negative fortress. And he finds the obsidian chest. 2 obsidian chests actually as well. I don't think Mongey found the second one, but he's already got 20 obsidian because there was some in the lower chest as well. So This is going to be really close. Silverr has to go down to get his trades and then can leave his Pearl Hang. Mongey is done with his trades and has to go up to leave the Bastion. Within seconds of each other, these runners are going to be leaving the Bastion, but Mongey has not. Pybraid. There it is. It's
Well.
negative Z. I was mistaken. It is not positive X, but still very similar, if not same direction. There's the Pearl out. Silverr, there's the Pearl out.
Wow, look
Within
at
2
that.
seconds of each other. But look at this. Mongey killing a Hoglin for food. Silverr just committing to the 2 salmon. If this Hoglin was not killed, they would be on very similar food situations. And the food died. He ghost bucketed his lava. Minus 10 seconds. That could be it. He won the first seed by 10 seconds. The lava ghost bucketed the pickup, fully burned the pork chop. And it looks like Silver's going to be at this fortress first. Oh, wow. It's so scary. 4 hearts, no food. Silverr burnt food too. Apparently Silverr burned food also. I was watching Mongey. There he was too as well, I guess.
Well,
The ghost bucket script. Very scary. 4.5 hearts, no food. 1 wither skeleton, you're dead. 2 blaze hits, you're dead. Mongey on 9 hearts. Not an amazingly better situation, but much better than 4.5. So we're getting some nice strays. So scary though. Mongey had a spawner, lava-filled spawner. Skeleton for Silverr. Has to deal with this. Can't get hit off. 1 shot. Now he's 1 tap to a blaze potentially. Or another skeleton. 2 hits. Gonna make an anchor. Gonna have to burn 1. And it's his only anchor. Only has 9 crying. Isn't gonna matter. Has a lot of string for beds. But he can't hunger reset again in the nether. So it should be fine. And only has 1 more fire res. Again, should be fine. But something to keep in note. Meanwhile, Mongey has dealt with this lava spawner perfectly, but because the lava is still above the spawner, he can't blaze bed unless he blocked off the whole thing.
no, I think I was just.
And
gonna
he
say,
didn't.
I think that's gonna happen. He
And
had an
I think
opportunity
he
to do
just
it.
made it worse. Maybe it was a different lava source. I don't know.
No, he had the opportunity to block it off, but he had
He
the
just put the blocks in the front. He didn't get the source. He didn't get the source.
exactly. He needed to break the source there, or he needed to either get rid of it.
Ah,
And he
here
just
we go.
didn't. Which, hey, I mean, it's easy to
Ooh,
do,
Silverr
but
taking
yeah.
6 hearts from fall damage there off the side of the spawner. Down to 2 hit potential again. And doesn't have another anchor to hunger reset. Has to first portal if he wants to hunger reset. Which is fine. He's at a spawner. Not a terrible situation. But only 2 rods ahead of Mongey. Now 3 rods. Mongey has 3 rods. Silverr has 6.
Oh my
Going
God,
for the
Silverr.
7th here, I think. I know,
This is
very
scary.
risky. Can get spawned on at any moment. Can get hit off at any moment. If he's hit off of the spawner at all, it's game over. It's match over. Gets spawned on right now. Could be dead. And he's safe. Mongey with the first blind. Only on 3 rods. 3 rods behind. Basically just a clean 3 rods behind Silverr. And a little bit better of a food situation. And he's going to lose a little bit of time to boat eye situation. And they are at different spawners. Let's see. Is it the same stronghold? No. I think it's a different stronghold.
What?
Silver's calculator is very small,
Yeah, I think you're right.
but the numbers look much different. I think it's different strongholds. Our Seed
Oh,
5,
man.
our entire series could come down to terrain and preemptive on these different strongholds. I mean, this is crazy.
Very similar distances.
Both hunger resetting in the overworld at the same time. Gonna enter back. Silverr is ahead. Does have 7 rods, can leave. But Silverr did just hunger reset after using his last fire res. I completely lied to you all. He has 1 more. I just didn't think he had 2. So we're fine. But he's heading to his stronghold. It's got his name on it. Other one has Mongey's name on it. The 3rd stronghold is Lonely. But Mongey can't head to his stronghold yet.
I'll take that one. I'll take
Because he
that one.
doesn't have. You'll take that one?
Mhm,
Thank you,
yeah.
Harry.
Yeah, anytime. But anyways,
And this is it.
Silverr.
Is he gonna be able to exit with the
This terrain
rods
for
here?
Silverr is. Oh my god, this terrain for Silverr is super nice.
Yeah, I mean we've seen it just come down to the preemptive in so many matches though. And Silver's been good on most of his navs, but he did lose one seed just to stronghold nav. So we'll
Right.
see how it goes. But he's building a second portal. Gonna have to hit another hunger reset, but both runners are going to have to hunger reset again to enter the end on 0 build pace. And Silverr ahead, not in starter though, in a 4-way. Didn't have his pie set up either. That's a decent spike for Silverr.
Oh, it's
And
right
oh
there.
my god, what a miss! And
Wow.
2 gaps in the chest?
That's not fair. That's not fair.
Right.
Holy.
And he's entering. And it could be over. Front cage potential. It is. No cage clip. Fell, but that's okay. Can still crank 95. Gonna run out of dirt 2. Switches. 95. Nether bricks. Left setup. Has a turn or 2. And it could be game.
Here we are.
No bed break. No bed break. Nice elevation. And this could be it. Clean
Wow.
5-0. Takes it 3-2.
Good stuff.
Our reigning champion is alive for tomorrow in probably the best of 5 I've ever watched.
That was
From
fantastic.
last season and this season,
That
like
was fantastic.
wow.
Absolutely amazing.
Just incredible gameplay. From both runners, back and forth. Crazy. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, it was
Like-
just great. It was just great Minecraft. I don't know. I don't know what there is to say. I mean, Silverr playing great throughout, making some mistakes here and there. Big Pigs, Big Mongey, fantastic play as well. I mean, these two runners clearly very talented, and you know, it sucks to have to say goodbye to Big Mongey in this tournament. But you know, I'm excited to see him in the next one because I think it's based on this performance. I think we can confidently say he'll be in the next one.
Oh, I would have to agree as much as someone can possibly agree on anything with somebody else. And the only other runner that has ever given Silverr a neck-on-neck run for his money in so many seeds is Dougal.
Yeah.
And now Mongey shows up, not even in the semifinals, not in the finals, in the quarterfinals of the bracket, shows up. This could have been a finals caliber match. If Silverr sweeps the next 2 games, sweeps the semi, sweeps the finals, his quarterfinals match could have possibly been his hardest game of the playoffs. And it's all just how Mongey played today. Just matching Silverr's pace, seed after seed, changing or exchanging mistakes, going for things as well, zeros. I mean, it was just amazing Minecraft. And these splits, even in this seed, just back and forth, both players. Fortress, exact same time. Stronghold, 15 seconds. And just slightly different nav, different strongholds, both players. Like, he's keeping it insanely close. And it was a blast to watch.